Hey everybody. So this video is just going to be a quick little recap of the meeting we had today. A bunch of you were able to drop in and do like a virtual Zoom class. It wasn't mandatory. If you didn't make it, it's totally fine. What I did do was I kept some notes of what people asked questions about. And I just want to kind of repeat each one of those. Also some ideas that were brought up during that meeting that I think are going to help us pretty well in this class. So first thing, for the drop-in today that we had, the little informal drop-in, I scheduled you all based on the first letter of your last name. I think I'm going to keep doing that for classes. I was told by one of your classmates that once you have too many people trying to join a Zoom meeting from independent devices, that the call quality and the sound and video quality start to suffer. So I think we're going to try to keep you chiming in those 30-minute blocks. I'll try to, because each of your classes has about 40 people. So if I break it into 30-minute blocks, that puts us at a max of 10 per block. I don't think everybody's going to stop in every day. Chances are you can figure out some of this stuff without stopping in. The idea of the blocks, again, is not, man, you don't have to check into those Zoom classes. I am going to hold those Zoom meetings open during your class time. So some of you meet on Monday and Wednesday from 1 to 3. Some of you meet Tuesday, Thursday, 10:15 to 12:15. And I'm going to keep those blocks open. You don't have to come every day, and you don't have to come in for your 30-minute block and stay the entire time. You're more than welcome to. I mean, I have no problem with that, and I really kind of want to see how this all plays out starting next week. It might be that we don't need the blocks. But I just want to give you that option so that we can talk in real time. It's probably one of the only times we'll be able to talk in real time. Office hours I'm going to keep mostly just the email and phone if you want to call me. But that class time, those 4 hours during the week when we have class together, I want to keep the camera open for that time so you can come and go as you please. Just think of it as a drop-in lab to get questions answered. And as a reminder, remember, what I'd like you to do is before each class meeting time, make sure you've watched the videos that are on the schedule page for that day, before that day's class, because then the drop-in is going to be if you have any questions about either the videos, the content of the videos, or the optional during class quizzes that I've put also in the schedule page. I am also going to try to get those in the Blackboard. I'm going to try to do that before I leave today. But definitely, and in the information in the description link for this video, I'm going to put the first YouTube playlist so you can at least get to the. I've sent it out at least once in a previous email. I'm going to send it again down below. So you have that first YouTube playlist so you can log in and watch the first few videos and click through the website and kind of familiarize yourself with it. Next question was, in case I can't make class, how do I get questions answered? This is a fantastic question. I can think of a number of things. You can email me. That's probably the easiest way. And I would recommend this even if you can make class. Shoot me an email. We don't see each other. We see each other every other day, and sometimes 5 days in between, like Wednesday to Monday or Thursday to Tuesday. So by all means, shoot me an email. I'll probably get back to you via email before I see you in class. You can call. I'm not. I mean, calling's fine. Most people just send emails. You can drop in on another class. Like if you're in the Monday, Wednesday, and the Tuesday, Thursday fits your schedule better, you can drop into that class. Just so you know, I'm going to use the same meeting ID that I sent out today for all the meetings. And I'm going to include that also in this video. And I'll likely email it to you. Actually, I'll probably include it in this email. I'll just send you that link. So every time you want to come join class, I'll just have that link on there. I was told not to put the link on the website because Zoom bombers will come in or Zoom booming or whatever the hell it is. People have too much free time. I am going to put that Zoom link, though, I'll put myself a note here, in Blackboard. In Blackboard. There we go. Okay, so that way we'll have it in a bunch of different places. So I'm going to use that same link each time. That just makes it easier to remember how to get to your class. One student said to use the chat if you're not comfy talking in Zoom, which I think is fantastic. By all means, use that. If a bunch of time goes by and I don't see anything come into the chat, please call my name like, hey, Sean, like, I got a question. because sometimes I just won't see the chat little request pop up. Somebody actually raised their hand during our meeting today, which was great, but I think it was up for like an hour. I didn't even see a little tiny blue hand was just sitting up, and unless you're watching the screen, which I wasn't doing, I missed it. Okay, the next thing is the tech assessment. There is a mandatory tech assessment that's due a week from today. I still want it to be mandatory, but in case you need more time to get it done than this coming week, just send me an email and let me know. We can give you more time to get that thing done. I like to have it done in the first week only because that gets us used to turning things into Blackboard, although you're going to have a couple opportunities with the optional during class quizzes to also turn into Blackboard. So if you need more time than that first week to get things squared away for the mandatory tech assessment, just give me an email. Speaking of that, we mentioned speaking of tech assessments, a couple of PDF conversion tools. The two main ways that people put things into Blackboard is, one, they write on paper and then take a cell phone picture of it and then put that into Blackboard, and that's great. The other way is just to create a Word document and upload that into Blackboard, which is also great. The slight challenge is if you end up writing a lot of different pieces of paper and then you want to combine all of those into one PDF document. This is not a problem with Word documents because they save many, many pages as one document. But for handwritten submissions, if you want to go that route, which is fine, there are some apps that were suggested. PDF File Joiner was one of them. These are free apps. One was called Scannable, and the one that I've been told is great is Genius Scan. And apparently, if you use Genius Scan, you definitely can upload, you can take a bunch of pictures and then create one PDF out of all those pictures, and apparently you can then upload that directly into the Blackboard app if you use that. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I've been told you can do it. So just wanted to pass that on. What other questions were asked? Oh, prerequisites. I had a few students actually a little bit nervous about prerequisites coming into the course. I would not be nervous. If you're in 105, you're here for a reason. So do not worry about prereqs. I don't come into this class saying, you should know X, Y, and Z, and if you don't know X, Y, and Z, you get out. I'm not that kind of instructor. I understand that we will have forgotten stuff from our last class, and I am totally fine with that. So don't worry about anything you may have forgotten. Remember also that the internet is your oyster. Lots of information out there, and you can always ask me or ask Google. Great question, not related to math. What if COCC decides to start having classes in person at some point down the road in the spring? I made this a math problem during our meeting today. I don't think we will, personally. I think we're going to be out for the whole rest of the academic year, I think. I've already heard some murmurings about that. But even if we were to come back, I'm not sure that I would want to put y'all through the ringer and start having classes in person. I just think I would rather just keep it the way it is, especially because so many of you have work schedules that are already dependent upon this. So I think I was going to keep this the entire term. Website and videos. Oh yeah, I'm going to send you the link to the YouTube playlist for the first day of class, which is going to help you get through that first during class optional quiz. Quite a few people expressed reservations about Microsoft Excel. Don't worry about it. I don't assume that you know how to use it at all. I mean, a lot of you probably have never used it. Some of you may have used it quite a bit. I mean, the chances are it's a sliding scale of how much we've used Microsoft Excel. I don't want you to worry about it. So I'm going to assume you've never used it before ever, and we're going to start learning how to use it in class together. Not right away. I want to make that clear. Not on the first day, not on the second day, not on the third or fourth days even. Maybe by week 3, we'll start poking into Excel and seeing how things go. I'll start doing some screen capture videos with Excel and start teaching you how to make formulas and things like that. I think we can have some fun with it. But not until the week 3 at the earliest. Okay. Let's see. Oh, a couple of you are asking about the book. I don't use a textbook. I do have this optional free one that is linked online, but as I told my student today, the more I do this class, the more and more what I teach gets away from that book. So I don't actually have a physical textbook. You kind of have to think about this class is all these PDF documents that you open, the optional during class quizzes, the projects, the Friday quizzes, the exams, the YouTube videos that you watch. These are the textbook, so to speak. By the time you're done, you've got this series of digital resources. The schedule page will be full by the time the term's over. Each day will have videos and assessments, and every Friday is going to have assessments that you can choose some to turn in, some not to turn in. That's your textbook. I totally get that some of you like having a physical textbook in your hand. I get it. I just, in 2020 and the way the world is right now, it makes more sense, especially the way this is right now with remote learning, it just makes more sense not to have one. And I definitely don't want you to buy one. I mean, I went away from them originally because students were getting charged way too much. Between textbooks and TI calculators, you were spending like $300, $400 a term that you shouldn't have had to spend. But now that I've gotten even past that, I still think we're doing a better job. It's not just saving you money, it's actually giving you a better product. Okay, I think that's all the questions that got asked and answered during our meeting today. For those of you that were able to drop in, thank you for doing so. It was fabulous having you. For those of you that weren't, again, it was completely optional, and I kind of synopsized most of the questions that were asked in this video. I will send this email out to you with the link to this video that you're watching, which I guess you've already seen the video because you're watching this video. Like the email because you're watching this video. This is so weird, the whole timeline thing of sending this stuff out. I'm also, in this email that you're reading, there's going to be the YouTube playlist to get you started on for day one, class one for each of your classes. And I'm also going to give you the schedule for when I'd like you to drop in for what times each day during class I'd like you to drop in. I'm really glad that one of your classmates told me that Zoom video quality suffers if there's a ton of people that all join at the same time. Keep in mind, those times are very, very loose. I mean, I don't expect everybody to come every day. And B, I know that some of you have work schedules that are going to make it hard for you to get in at the time I suggest to you. So if you can always reach out to me and say, Sean, I just can't make this work. Can I come a different time? And we can figure something out. I know this is going to be a challenging term. I also am pretty convinced it's going to be an awesome term. So I'm ready to make this work. Thank you for your patience already. We'll talk to you soon. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, and have a great weekend. Hopefully the sun comes out and stays out for a while this weekend. We'll see you soon.